Hello everyone, this is Gautami. So we'll be talking about database today. So we'll be seeing what are the DML and DDML commands we'll be using in the SQL so that we can alter the table, we can create a table, and what are the changes we can be doing in a table. So this is a database overview. So we are considering an example about the tournament database. So we'll be including this details into the table, and then we'll be performing the queries on it. So in this table, we'll be including the tournament ID, the name, start date, end date, the location, and the prize money. So we can also see that what are the data types I'll be including for this too. For tournament ID, I'll be using integer, varchar, and start date and end date, I'll be using the date data type. For prize money, I'll be using the decimal one. These are the constraint. Constraint can be used for even every of the attribute which is present in the data base. So, but here I'm using only the primary key and not for only one of the column tuples. So that's how we'll see how we can alter this or we can manage this in the further modification. So how do we create a table? To create a table, we first of all need this is the keyword create table, which is used to specified in the SQL command. So I'll be telling the name, whatever name I'll be using for the create table. That is, I'm asking, I'll be specifying this as a tournament. So that my table with the name tournament will be created. In this tournament, I'll be including, as I said, from the overview, so I'll be including the tournament ID, name, the start and end, as well as the location. You'll be specifying the data types if there are constraints followed with the constraint. So this is used to define the structure of the table. In alterations, to alter a table, first of all, you need a keyword, that is alter table, followed by the table name, add column. So after specifying that you'll be altering the table, you also need to specify what alteration you are going to. That is, here I'll be adding a column. So while adding a column, as we can see in the previous one, in the overview, it consists of prize money, while during the table entry, I didn't specify the prize money. So now I'll be adding another column, same named as prize money with a data type decimal. And how do I drop the table? Drop the table is nothing but to remove the entire table. So that you can just give the drop table tournament, and we'll see that the entire table will be deleted. So there's a difference between the drop table and delete the table. We'll be discussing in the next slide. So how do you rename a table? When you want to change the table name, like for suppose you don't like the name tournament, you need to specify its specification. Then you can use the alter table and then you can rename it to the sports table. So it's nothing but you are renaming the old name. That is tournament will be renamed to the sports table. That is old table name followed by the new table name. Add constraints. Alter table tournament. Add constraint. So I'll be adding a constraint. So in this constraint, I'll be having a check data type. But this purpose is used to enter the data entity by adding the constraint. The constraint will be added. If it is valid, it will be added. If it is invalid, it will be rejected. The start time has to be lesser than the end time. It is nothing but the condition which is being given. Insert data. So I'm not trying to insert the data to a given table. So to the table, I need to install tournament ID, name, time, that is start date and end date, location and the prize money, followed with the values. Values should be same as the attribute name, whatever we are being used. So it should match significantly. So after specifying all of this, the output table, we can see that there will be a table which has been created with contain one tuple name. So there will be tournament ID, name, all the details which will be specified. How do you update a table? For example, you want to change something in your table and you can't again go create a table, again modify it, again insert it. So that can't be done. Instead of that, you can just update the table. You can just change the value which needs to be altered. So for this purpose, you'll be using the update keyword followed by the name of the table. And then you're going to use the word set. In this set, you're setting the prize money as 6,000, where previously we can see the prize money was 50,000. Now I'll be setting the 60,000 and you have to specify a valuable ID location. So we are using a tournament ID, which is being unique to each and every tuple so that the going to that particular tuple and particular column data, it would be very useful. So we can see that the data has been changed to 60,000. How do you delete it? Delete is nothing but you remove the contents, but the structure will not be removed. But drop is to remove the entire database, including the structure. But delete is different. You only remove the content inside it, but not the structure. So when you delete it, where the tournament is equals to 1, all thing will be deleted. That is, you can see only the attribute name, but there is no instance data in the table. How do you retrieve it? Like retrieving an element, how do you get all the data which has been inserted? How do you make it visible? So if it's select, you want to select entire one. Star is indicated to select the all. Otherwise, it can be specified that few of them specifically like select where tournament ID is equals to 1. That will give you the only the tournament one tuple details. So in this, we are using the star and we have inputted only one. So it will display this. How do you filter and sort? So filter and sort can be used by order by. Order by start date is nothing but it will start to order the entire table according to the start date. So whichever has been started first will be at the first, followed by the one which has joined the later on. So this is the table where you can select what are the attribute which has to be viewed. So for example, I'm selecting only the name and the start date and the end date. So only that will be displayed. Join. So in this query, we can join two of table, for example. So I'm creating another table called as team in which I'll be specifying few of the attributes followed by the data types, and then I'll be using the join query. You can see that select this is one of the T name is the name of one table. As you're selecting this as you're storing it in a temporary database as tournament name, and then the other one from the tournament and join these two. So this tournament ID is equals to tournament ID. This is that when you're joining to a table, it has to be make sure that you're joining in such a way that two table has each column which is common to it. It may be an ID, it may be the name or anything. It has to be common. Only when it is common, you can join the tables. So output will be the joining of the table that is tournament name and team name. So this was about it. We saw a few of the DML commands, of the DDL commands. We also saw the join operations which will be used. How do you create, alter? So this was a video about to know about how to execute few of the simple queries and creating a table on it. So thank you for watching video. I hope it was helpful.